And we are live for another episode of Girls on Graps, back on our usual day. The time slot, it's a bit hit or miss at the moment because of daylight savings, but we're live, we're here, we're going to be hanging out for the next hour and a half, depending how much we get into and how much we rant about random stuff and all that. But before we get into it, please like, subscribe, send your super chats if you're feeling generous. We're probably going to be talking a hell of a lot about Mercedes Monet today because she's a busy woman and she's got things going on. And we've got some Rev Pro chatter, we've got some WWE chatter, we've got some addressing today's discourse on Twitter because there was discussions about things. And I've just realised, saying this out loud, I put Discord in my quote tweet earlier on the Girls on Graps account, and that now explains Dylan's reply. And I didn't understand why he was making fun of me. I meant discourse, not Discord on that tweet. But anyways, all that aside, Anna, how are you today?
I was telling Charlie like backstage today, I woke up at 7 to go to class, and then I was working until 9. Now it's 10 for me. So I have like one functioning brain cell. It's gonna be a fun time, guys. I have no filter left in my brain. So we'll see what's gonna come out. But I'm fine. I'm good. And how are you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing good. I was at work today because as we all know, I've got been 9 to 5, Monday to Fridays nowadays. Came home, I had dinner, I meal prepped, and now we're podcasting. There is literally, that's all I've done with my life today is work, food prep, and eat dinner and come on to podcast. But wouldn't have it any other way. I'm excited to go to bed early today though, because we are podcasting a little bit earlier. So, but yeah, send your super chats if you've got any takes to get off. Where do we want to start? What do we want to start with? Should we talk about the fact that you went to WWE?
Yes, I went to Raw. Yeah, so I mean, I talked about it on Worldwide a little bit, but I was there just for the first half hour because I was in a hostel right after, and I was in the hostel lobby. It was very chaotic. If you guys want to watch that part, but I think everyone probably already watched, was the comeback of Ibu. He's not redacted anymore. Fun time. But yeah, so it was like a fun show. I've never been to a weekly show, and it's such a different vibe from a pay-per-view, especially when they're playing the videos, and then there's someone making their way to the ring in the dark while they're playing the video. It's just a fun thing to see live because I'm just used for over a decade of my life now just watching it on TV. So actually seeing how it's done, it's great. The dark match, and there's the pre-show, and like they have entrances for the commentators that have entrances for the ring announcers. Like it's so much fun. So it was a very fun experience for sure. I got the first appearance of John Cena after the heel turn. I had like the whole promo. The crowd was fucking amazing. Just international crowds. So it was a good time. It was definitely a very good time. They made it worth my money. But the money that I spent for and at that show is between me and God. That will never come out. And so
I can't believe you bought merch.
I will be surviving off sandwiches for the next months, but it was worth it. I had to buy the fucking t-shirt. It was the t-shirt that he was wearing, and at first I wanted to buy the socks, but the socks were sold out like super fast. And then like I just saw the t-shirt, I was like, why not? Will I ever wear this? No. It's very ugly. Should I have this? Why not? So
it's a moment in history. I get it.
Yeah. And I did not eat. There's so many allegations of the eats. There's no proof, so it didn't happen. Unless you can watch the thing frame by frame and find me in the crowd eating, it's not a reality. I'm so sorry.
We don't eat in these parts, as there's not footage of me literally doing it several times. But Brussels is EO country. Is that true? Did she get a good reception?
So good. She got like You Deserve a Chance, like all of it, like multiple times.
Oh God bless.
Bianca could not open her mouth without people booing, and it was literally just because she was against EO.
Yeah.
It's like anyone. I swear to God, if you put fucking Stone Cold against EO in that moment, he was gonna get booed. Like, people loved EO. That's my girl.
I hope she retains at Mania.
Oh, please God. I don't think.
I'm happy that you got to see her as well. I know that was someone that was on your bucket list.
Yes, and like I swear, I was in the merch line because I wanted to buy the John Cena socks, and while I'm in the merch line, I just hear EO song. I run, I speed, like I just because it takes me like 5 seconds to realize what's happening. I'm just like,
Yeah,
wait, is this Tokyo Shock? And then I just sprint through the first door, not even my door, because for me to get to my like place, I had to like go around. So I just ran to
yeah.
the first door that I saw, and then I find myself on the ground floor.
Oh my
There,
god.
there's like no one is checking, so I'm just on the ground floor looking up at you, like, oh my god, she's there, like she was so close.
God bless.
I was so happy, like I had tears in my eyes. Oh my god, seeing Io live was just, I mean, I still want to see her wrestle live once in my
Yeah,
life, but I was just being able to see her there. I'm just tearing up just thinking about it. Like I was so happy. Like I said, she was in my bucket list. I think the only people now missing from my bucket list is the rest of the Shield members because they were who got me into wrestling. And I thought I was not going to see any of them because Seth was not booked. He showed up as a surprise.
yeah.
And I honestly, when the Burn It Down hit, the video when Zack Sabre Jr. he walked into the casino gauntlet, and I made sounds that are just not
Yeah,
human. I did
yeah.
the exact same sound. The Burn It Down hit, my soul left my body. And the thing is, I didn't think it was going to show up at all. So I was sitting down and I put my phone to charge. And the second that I put my phone to charge, and I'm like fully comfortable in just being sat down for the rest of the show, I just hear "Burn It Down." I just scream and get up, and everyone around me is just like, "What the fuck?" And people are also screaming, but the sound that I did was so concerning. There was a little child in front of me that looked so terrified.
Oh
But
my
it was
god.
I was very happy with that. So now it's just for my bucket list. It's just Kenny, Roman, and Mox, just for like Shield and Kenny because it's Kenny,
Yeah,
and also
yeah.
Metalinga's life, please. Mr.
It's
Cope did not get
unreal.
injured again. But yeah, it was actually such a fun experience. But talking about WWE, I might have the chance to go to another Raw in August. Who knows?
You might.
So
You might. You just might have
I
a chance to
might,
go to another show. Because
depending
yeah,
how much
let's
it
get
was.
into this. Oh yeah. Ticket prices, who knows? Let's get into this though, because there's a discourse. There's been some discussions on the timeline. Today, WWE announced that they are touring in Europe again in August. It will be I
Not
can't
even
remember the
Europe, in the
days.
UK,
Is it just the UK?
mostly. I'm gonna open
Girl,
the dates here
girl.
again, but it's not. They're not coming to Belgium again, But okay,
I
the
think I
dates
saw.
are Ireland. Yeah, just UK.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is just UK. Oh, you know what? Right. Okay, this makes it 10 times fucking worse. This makes it so much worse. A Discord. Don't make fun of me. Literally, they're doing the
Two French
SmackDown.
days.
They're doing the SmackDown in France, but everything else is the UK and Ireland. This makes it so much fucking worse, bro. Okay, anyone that was. I said UK and Ireland. Don't come for me. I'm aware. Basically, if you've missed all the drama and discussion, people are very much of the mind of, oh, they're doing these shows because of Forbidden Door weekend. And yes, there is no two ways about it. The answer is yes. They are running that week because of Forbidden Door weekend. People, you've got to remember, Bash in Berlin and Clash in Paris were not things that happened in August. Like, they didn't do these European pay-per-views in August until the first All In happened in London. Like, I think 2023. Did they run one 2023, or was it last year they started?
When was the Scotland one?
Scotland.
It was way before. It was in Brazil, so
No,
that was
they did.
2023.
They did Welsh Clash in the Castle, but that was in like
Yeah.
June, July time. That was
Yeah.
in late
2022.
August. Yeah. So WWE are purposely running the last week of August now. And it is purposeful. And anyone that thinks it isn't purposeful is just obtuse and is denying the fact that this monopoly wants to be even more of a monopoly. Like, Clash in the Castle was September 2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough. June, July, September. It still wasn't that week of August. Okay. They've purposely chosen a week in August. Like, we can all admit that. right? We can all admit that they have purposely chosen this week in August to run because of the timing and the fact that AEW is also running in the UK that the week before for the bank holiday, right? We can all admit this. We all can see this, right? So them running UK, I thought it was a European tour. I didn't look at the dates properly. I thought they were doing more EU dates just in general. It's purely UK, and the pay-per-view isn't even in the UK. Like UK and Ireland. Again, sorry. Chat. Come on. This makes it even worse that people are just like, oh, people are being really like normal in response to this. I'm just like, yeah, people are gonna be pissed that like WWE are counter programming AEW again, because it's not just this. It's the Double or Nothing they're running a show on the same day of. It's All in Texas they're running a show on the same day of. And yeah, Money, fuck off. And it's not it's not just I'm literally just saying, like, WWE did a UK tour last year in October into November. Yeah, that's when they usually run April and November. It has been that way for years. You got, like, I don't know if people have realized, but they moved the EU UK tour from April to March because it blocks AEW announcing Forbidden Door for even longer. They can't announce that show till June because the 3-month exclusivity clause that the WWE have with the O2. Like, that is the only reason that it hasn't been announced. Because of WWE have purposely ran the O2 in March, so now it can't be announced until June. So
yeah, it's just a nasty business.
It's not all just on WWE, by the way. AEW are also fucking stupid for choosing the O2.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Like I said, it's just a nasty business tactic, of course, but it's also one of those things, like, it's not surprising for WWE, you know? Like, I'm not surprised that they're doing this. Like, as a business going against your biggest competitor, trying to block them, like, sure, it makes sense. It's still nasty, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like I said, I don't think it's going to affect AEW in any way. I feel like Forbidden Door is still going to sell out. We're very close to, like, a house show on the same day is not going to affect it. But, like, people were saying the indie shows around it, those are the ones that are going to be, like, the most affected, you know? And also, it just feels nasty. It feels, like, so spiteful. And I don't, like, what have they done? Because I feel like in the beginning they were way more, like, attacking the WWE, like, what have they done lately? Like, it's just,
I know AEW, like, I get, right, okay. So there was a thing earlier this year that AEW was just like, oh, they're keeping dates close to chest because they don't want to be counter-programmed.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, but they haven't done enough over the past 5 years to cultivate an alternative audience, which is what they originally had, and which is why they were thriving so much. And the fact that they've plateaued is because they tried to be too similar to WWE in the era that WWE was absolutely booming. They should have just kept on the straight and narrow of being an alternative, in my opinion. But also, I just want to say this. What other choice did they have, though? I guess Wembley Arena. Anywhere that isn't London. It did not have to be London.
Mm-hmm.
They could have run Manchester. They could have run the Co-op well, that was in English. Co-op Arena in Manchester. They could have chosen Cardiff because of how well received Dynamite was as well. Like last year, there is so many like 20k capacity venues in the UK. Please don't ask me to name anymore because I cannot think off the top of my head. But there is plenty of options in the UK they could have chosen.
Yeah, people would do the trip, you know.
Yes,
like for All In. Yes, sure. There's a lot of people from London, but most people that were there were not from London. Maybe not even from the UK specifically, you know? Like,
yeah.
So you could make it anywhere. The UK is not a big country, guys. It's not like such a hassle to travel around the UK. Like, let's be real. It's not like the US. It's not like, oh, if they're doing this state, then people from that other state, like, it's so hard for them to go. Like, it's not. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Like, Europe as a whole, like, it's very tiny. It's like
it's very easy. Manchester has an international airport. It would have been very, very easy to run the Co-op Arena in Manchester. It's in a good location. There's plenty. Manchester is. I was about to say a sentence that would have got me absolutely rinsed by anyone from Manchester. I was about to say Manchester is basically northern London. It's not true. But for all intents and purposes, for running an event, purely for running an event, Manchester is Northern London. Like, it's the same concept, really. Like, it's easy enough to run an event there and still have the same international level of pull. So,
yeah, AEW, I feel like they just need more people on location to talk to. But of course, they have like a lot of British people that work with them that they can like consult it. But I feel like it's different if you actually talk to people that live there and that can give you like different insights. Like the thing that happened with Australia that we already talked about, you know? Like, of course, you have a lot of Australians in the roster, but fucking Toni Storm, she doesn't know about booking venues. It's not her job.
Yeah.
Having someone in the location could have made all the difference, you know? Like I said, Forbidden Door is still going to be fine. AEW is still going to be fine. But as just a business tactic as a whole, it's just petty and it's spiteful. It's not surprising. That's the... Yeah, it's like it's not surprising. It's not like, how dare they do this? Oh my god, it's WWE. Like, we know if they're gonna do the most disgusting business tactic in the world. It's just what they do. You know? But it's still like, it's kind of funny. I saw that, I was dying. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
So I saw it and I was just like, okay, this is just kind of pretty funny, and it just highlights how silly of a decision AEW have made. And then you got the people on the timeline being like, oh, I don't know why anyone's upset by this. Why would anyone roll their eyes at WWE doing this? Guys, it's all just friendly, blah, blah, blah. They're not being paid, blah, blah. Guys, shut up. You don't have to defend a billionaire corporation. And let me be clear, I am not defending AEW in talking about this. I think AEW is fucking stupid for choosing the O2 for several reasons I've already discussed. It's just... it is what it is. I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. If you're UK based, if you're coming over for Forbidden Door, support the indie scene as well whilst you're out here. There's going to be loads of good shows on. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, I don't know. WWE's nasty. What's new?
Yeah. And like, you just know, like, for me, I was thinking, oh, it'd be great, you know, Saturday I can go Rough Pro, Sunday I go Forbidden Door, and then Monday I can go to Raw. But like, I just know the prices for that Raw.
Gonna be mad.
It's gonna be fucking astronomical. It's gonna be like 3 times what I would pay for Forbidden Door, you know? Like, it's generally fucking insane, because even for the Raw in Brussels, like, just a random... I mean, no, it was an important Raw show, whatever. Like, we didn't know at the time they released the tickets, it was gonna be like an important Raw with the Cena thing. Like, even for the Raw in Brussels, just for me, like, the cheapest seats available, they were over 50, I think, and those were the seats that were, you know, like all the way on top and like in the back. So
yeah,
very, very, very like far away. And those were like the cheapest, and there was very few of those, so they ere now like very fast. And then the second cheapest was like 100 something already. You know, the one that I got was like the third cheapest, because it was the only ones that were available by the time I went to buy it. And it was already like 200 something, which is crazy, which is fucking insane. I did not spend this for all the shows together that I went before in my life. Literally, it's like actually fucking crazy. So I just know that because they know, like, oh, so many wrestling fans are going to be here already, they're taking advantage of the fact, you know, that, AEW is already going to bring like a lot of people. Let's just do like the Raw and put the prices like all the way up, because in their minds, people are already traveling here to come to this show, so they definitely have the money to go to this other show, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And the thing is, like, current world climate as well, right? You've got to think, people that are UK based are going to see the fact that one of the big two is running a show in a location that's closer to them and that they can buy tickets for sooner. They're going to make that decision. And I'm not saying that's a big pocket of fans that will be doing that and that there's a massive crossover between AEW and WWE. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, like, you've got to think, like, there was, like, what, last year, 45,000 people at Wembley, right? They would have seen the fact that Forbidden Door was coming the next year. They're going to see that there's WWE shows happening that same week, and they're going to make a decision. Do I know what decision they'll make? No, I'm not these people. I know what my decision is going to be because it's easy for me. But there is a subset of fans that this is going to have a knock-on effect for. And that's what I think is the real kicker for a lot of it. Because, like, people are just like, oh, like, there's not that big, like, overlap between WWE and AEW fans. In the UK, yes, there is. There is a much bigger overlap than you would have thought. Like, because we are the same country that, like, TNA, like, low-key took over. And like a lot of those people discovered that because people were leaving WWE to go to TNA, so there was still overlap there. And I don't know. It just pisses me off how people have been talking about this on both sides, honestly, to be honest.
Yeah. And also for more casual fans, because the thing is with Wembley, you cannot say like the 40,000 people who were there, like on the first show as well, like the 80,000 people, whoever, they were just like crazy,
Diehards.
avid,
Yeah.
like diehard AEW fans or diehard wrestling fans. No, there were a lot of people that they just went because the tickets, like they were affordable. You know, for Wembley, like the cheapest one was 27 euros, you know? So like the tickets are affordable. They may be
and you could get those with the
floor
seats the first year. You could get floor seats for like 40 quid last year very easily, like,
which is
closer
insane.
to the show.
There's like so many people that I'm so sure that they just thought like, oh, I liked wrestling when I was a kid. I haven't. Oh, there's this wrestling show coming. That would be a fun thing. Let's just go. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And then if it is those kind of people that are casuals. When I was in line, like in Brussels, I heard so many people talking around me. And like after the show, when I was leaving, it was actually kind of funny. There was this group of friends in front of me being like, oh yeah, but I remember when I was watching when I was a kid. It's so different now. I haven't seen it in years. Like I remember the fucking Undertaker was so much better back then. Like those people that they just went because it's not like, oh, wrestling show, fun, let's go. And I feel like if those people who would have maybe taken a decision like, oh, there's another wrestling show coming, let's go, they're definitely going to go now for WWE, you know? So for WWE, it's a very smart move in a way.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was completely the thing with the O2, like completely AEW's fault. It's just unbelievable. And now with the WWE announcing this tour and selling the tickets before, it's going to be even more like, you know, because like we said, we know the prices are going to be crazy. So if it is someone who is in their mind, maybe like, oh, which one do I go to? And they really want to go to WWE because it's the famous companies, the company they used to watch when they were kids and stuff. And they see the prices. They're just going to buy the ticket for WWE and nothing else, you know?
Yep.
So it does affect a little bit. Of course, in the end, AEW is still going to be fine. Forbidden Door is still going to be fine. But like, it's still a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And like the thing is, as well, I think there would be much less issue with this if AEW had been able to announce the venue already, but they can't because of WWE changed their spring tour to March, which meant the AEW are blocked from announcing this until like June. If my understanding of this is correct, and the fact that they haven't announced the venue yet, I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Like, you know, like there's no valid reason for them to not have announced the Forbidden Door venue by now if it's not the O2. If they haven't announced it by now and it's not the O2, they're even more stupid than just running the O2 straight up. Like,
that would be very funny.
It would be it would make me look like a twat because I've been banging on about this for a month now. But it would also make AEW look fucking ridiculous because why would you wait so long to announce it if it's not the O2? But I don't know. I digress. I'm going to be in London that weekend. I'm going to enjoy some good old Forbidden Door. This will be my third Forbidden Door. First one I'm not travelling out of the country for, though, which is really fun. But advertising affordability should be a top priority for AEW. Yeah. They need to, like, get boots on the grounds with marketing in June as soon as possible. As soon as they announce that show, like the date, not the date, we already know the date. Once they announce the location and that, they should be having people over to do media as consistently as possible to generate the hype for it and do decent ticket pricing. For the love of God, Ticketmaster, I swear, if you do dynamic pricing for the show, I might put a bullet through my brain. It's gonna be a good weekend.
No, yeah, because you just know, like WWE, the prices are so fucking absurd. Someone said in the chat that for a house show, it was 70 euros, the cheapest. For a house show, and you could be at All In for 27. That is generally like how a fucking house show, 70 euros. Excuse me.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
No, like every time, like I know I tweeted so many times about it, but like every time that anyone brought up something about the Raw that was happening in Brussels, I'm like, I hope that they make it worth my money. It still hurts me to this day how much money I spent on that shit, you know? And it was like a great show. I know that in a few years I'm gonna look back and just think like, oh, I'm so glad that I was there, but there's still a part of me that is like, Oh, 227 euros to watch fucking
That
Jay
is
Uso defeat Austin Theory in 30 seconds with the worst crossbody and the worst dive known to men. It's just like, oh, it's painful.
220. That is fucking insane. What?
The third cheapest ticket, by the way. The third cheapest ticket.
I didn't even pay that much the first year I went to Revolution. Not Revolution. I mean, yeah, I didn't pay that much the first year I went to Revolution. I meant all in, but it still applies.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
I had
weekly
floor
show.
tickets the first year of All In.
Girl, it was 227, right, for a weekly show, not even a pay-per-view. And I was not sitting on the floor. I was sitting like way above. I was seeing the wrestlers like this size in front of me, you know? And like 220, it's generally, the more I talk about it, the more insane it is. And the only reason why I could even afford those tickets at the time is because like I had savings and all of my savings run dry because of that. Like I don't have savings anymore. But it was generally like, it's absurd how much it is, you know. And in the moment I'm like, okay, I just want to go to the WWE show. Like I never, it's like the one big company that I haven't been, that I want to go, whatever. Like they're coming to Belgium, like that makes sense, you know. But it's still crazy. I generally combining the price that I paid on the train to go to London and how I originally pay on my All-In tickets, not the one that I got after. I didn't pay for that one. Huh? How I originally paid for my All-In ticket, the train. And I mean, I didn't pay RevPro, no. And the hostel, like all together, it was around the same price than the one ticket. And also I had to still book a hostel in Brussels because there's no train back. I had to get the train to go and then back after the tram. I had to buy food. So like everything together, I spent less to go to London to All In for a whole fucking weekend in London, in the UK, in another country.
And we went out twice as well.
Exactly. Then to literally go to a different city that is 20-30 minutes away to my god, a Monday Night Raw. You know how crazy that is?
Oh, the things we do for wrestling, eh? The things we do for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now anyways. I feel like I look like a fucking melon because now like if I had saved this money, then because I like if I had saved this money, then I could just buy the ticket for Raw after All In, and it would have been like probably cheaper altogether. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't even know.
Legitimately, I will not be going to that Raw. I can tell you that for a fact. I will not be going to any of those WWE dates. I can tell you that for free.
Honestly, I am only going. The only possibility that would ever go to the Raw is if I can get tickets for under 100. If it's like again, literally because
it's in Birmingham, right? Is it Birmingham?
Yeah, I think so. How far away is that? I don't know.
It's like a 2-hour train.
All I know from Birmingham is Peaky Blinders. Yes, it is.
It's where Montel lives.
Oh, I'll go stay over a month because I don't have to stay Monty. Hello.
Oh dear.
Yes. But honestly, like, because for this Raw, now I'm just gonna rant a little bit, guys. For this Raw, I had the pre-sale ticket, right? The pre-sale code. So I was literally in the pre-sale. I was in the line like fucking half an hour before it even opened. And when you went to the thing, the cheapest ticket available was already 200. Like, how is it even possible?
So fucking brutal. God.
Well,
Ticketmaster, you will not see heaven.
I'm very excited for Forbidden Door. I really hope that they announce it soon and then I have money when they do because, you know.
Well, you've got till June to save.
I'll try.
I'm telling you now, this show has not been, the location has not been announced until June. Like, it is what it is. I'm just happy I've got a few paydays in between then and now, and I don't know what type of tickets I'll get. Maybe I'll do media. Who knows? Probably should.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that because I don't want to pay. And I'm like, because for All In, I was thinking about doing that as well. But then Monte's like, yeah, it's not really good. Like, you know, and I was like, bro, it's free. Like, who cares, you know? But for Forbidden Door,
no, as much as doing media for the first All In was cool, like being up in like the media box, it's kind of wank. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's not
Yeah.
like a bad, like you get like the free food and free like soft drinks, and like you get the little screens, and you go your own little public like private space and stuff like that. But it's not being at a wrestling show. Doing media at like
Yeah.
like arena shows is 10 times better because you're still in the crowd. But media stayed for Wembley at least.
Yeah,
You're
but then
separate. So
Forbidden Door then should be fine to do media for.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether the O2 has like a separate media area. I would have to ask around to see if anyone knows. But
Okay, then I'll
no
just try
idea.
to do that. Because maybe if I can do that and I don't have to pay for Forbidden Door, then maybe I can go to the Raw. Like I don't know, guys. We'll see about that.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah. We're planning on air again. We keep doing this.
but yeah.
Right.
I'm curious to see also because by August I feel like the landscape of both companies is gonna be so different because it's gonna be after WrestleMania and after All In. So
Yeah.
we don't know who the champions are gonna be, you know, like we don't even know what the big matches are gonna be for All In yet. So everything might be so completely different in August. So it just feels like it does feel worth it if it is possible to go to shows from both companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if it is possible, which we know with the WWE prices. Yeah.
Truly, who knows? Yeah, same with New Japan. No, you don't. I have no idea who's going to be champion New Japan by then. There's so many moving
what's going
parts.
on there?
Has the chat? I'm not caught up on New Japan. It's been a busy time recently. Has the final of the New Japan Cup happened yet?
I haven't heard. I know semifinals happened, and like David
I know
Finlay's
the
in the
semis.
final. I think.
Yeah, my boy, my guy.
And then against who? It's tomorrow.
Final hasn't happened yet. It's tomorrow. Who's in it?
Shota
versus Finlay.
Why do they
Finlay better put that boy in the dirt.
Why do they keep giving Shota these opportunities? Like you have one of the fucking worst, if not the worst, Wrestle Kingdom main events of all time. You make Zack Sabre Jr. look bad, and then you're in the final of the New Japan Cup. We need to be so serious, guys. Like I don't know what's missing, or like he knows something. You know, he's like the Britt Baker of New Japan. He knows where the bodies are hidden. He's just like blackmailing Tanahashi. It just Tanahashi feels like a weird, like you know that meme that you have like a what does the guy say? You have like an unreal like likeness or something to losers. You have like something loyalty to losers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If someone doesn't know what the fuck I'm saying, because that's literally how I feel every time that they keep pushing Shota. Or like Gedo, and I'm like, oh, like why are you doing this, Gedo? Why are you doing this, Tanahashi? Like, what is, you know?
What's the
win
point?
this. Yeah, like Finlay probably gonna win this. I fucking hope so. But for me, just Shota being that
people
position,
celebrating Finlay on the timeline. God bless my New Japan savior. I've been waiting for this.
But like, bro, why is he in this fucking final? This is literally Jey Uso having one of the worst WrestleMania matches in history, and then like suddenly main eventing and probably winning a title the next year, you know. But the difference that is not the next year is literally like fucking 3 months, like 2 months later.
God, my God,
Okay.
So stupid.
That's just
listen. As long as I get Ospreay versus Tanahashi, Forbidden Door, I'm happy.
Yeah, but now I didn't even know the Shota was in this final. Now they're pissing me off. They're fucking pissing me off with that one. I'm still not over the Shota Zack Sabre Jr. main event. That was so ass. Like my boy Zack. Oh, I did discourse of the timeline saying that Zack Sabre Jr. was bad. Like that was one of the worst fucking days.
Stay on that side, losers. Absolute losers. Stay on that side. When Zack comes out and has a fantastic year again and faces Nigel in London, stay on that side. You have made your allegiance clear. I don't want to fucking hear it. Adriana, this is so real. I also do not like bald people.
That is the root of all evil, you know? You just see people go bald, they get money.
Yes. Being bald is just like, it does something to a person.
Just go to Turkey. I don't understand rich people who like John Cena with a bald spot. Like, you have money. Go to Turkey. You know?
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Like, just go on holiday,
Yeah.
brother. Also, it was your
I know.
WP co-workers making those allegations. So they can still stay on that side.
Yeah.
You think
There are co-workers.
you think I won't say that to them? They're our friends. We talk shit all the time. What do you mean? Like,
I said that was the moment that I put the division between co-workers and friends. There's
yeah, man. Don't be friends with your
guys,
co-workers, as the
you guys,
discourse on Twitter is at the moment.
yeah. That was, you guys have no idea what went down in the DMs between me and Ibu that day. That was
God bless.
and then it was quite funny that right after it was his downfall. No, I'm joking. Ibu is not funny. It's not funny. But the timing was the timing was just, I was like, you talk shit about Zach, it is what it is. Just saying.
Chat should get banged, and you know what they say, like.
Karma sometimes is a bitch, but
hey, man, we love our friends. We love them dearly. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinions. Stick to your guns and stay on that side. I'm just saying. We got a couple of super chats. Please do like, subscribe, and super chats if you're feeling generous. Let's have a look at some of these.
Help the girls.
Yes, help the girlies out. We've got tickets to afford. Jan Theodore, $2 Canadian. Need Eddie to, I'm assuming this says resuscitate. I can't read. Yeah. Moxley in Texas. Brother, if Eddie comes back in Texas, if Eddie comes back before Texas, whenever Eddie comes back.
If Eddie comes back, please.
You will hear me. Because God bless, I miss that man.
I miss Eddie so fucking much. Like, it's unreal. How long has he been gone? Like, over a year now, or close to a year?
It's getting close to a year, yeah. Yeah, Gabe's almost had the belt for a year, innit? So.
And like and it's one of those things that we have no news of when he's coming back or if he's training, if he's getting better. It's just like pure silence on that side. And that's the thing that really upsets me. It makes me very scared, but also like it makes me hopeful that maybe he just can show up sometime, that would be great.
Yeah, there's been reports that like he's aiming to be cleared by summer. And if he's not at Forbidden Door, I will commit crimes. What type of crimes? I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll find out.
But him being at All In would be great. Or like his return at All In. Just imagine the fucking the pop and the energy.
Yes.
Coming back to beat up Moxley. That would just be, oh my god, my soul would leave my body.
Call me Sabrina Carpenter, because please. Oh my god. Also, this is so unrelated. Talking of Sabrina Carpenter, I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but I quote tweeted a picture of Sabrina Carpenter yesterday and just said, and someone replied to my tweet. And if you know, you know. I'm not going to tell you what picture it was. You can guess. Have you seen the picture? Have you seen this tweet?
Yes, I know. Yep. I know.
And someone replied to it and said, "Are we sure the tag team enthusiast in your bio is about wrestling, right?" And I saw that before 8 a.m. this morning, and it is quite literally one of the funniest things anyone has ever replied to one of my tweets, because oh my god, that is so fucking funny.
Like big brain moment right there.
It's such a big brain moment. I was just like, I burst out laughing, and my mom was just like, "What's so funny?" I was just like, "I can't tell you," because
you never realized that having tag team enthusiast in your bio could mean something different until that exact moment. Now it just
I got cooked. Low-key got cooked, but it was fucking funny, so I'll take that. Pause.
Real. Clash in Paris. I mean, there are some Eiffel Towers I would take.
Clash in Paris with that Eiffel Tower. Hey, man. No comment.
And that roster,
no comment, but just listen. I'm just going. Shithouse first, $5 super chat. It's crazy seeing European fans shell out that amount of cash whilst also carrying out a very organized process. Carrying out very organized protests, increased ticket sales for soccer. Because of increased ticket sales, I'm assuming you mean. Yeah, no. I mean, also football. Evo, shut up. Yeah, no, football ticket prices are fucking ridiculous considering it's all on, like, with the big clubs, it's all on like season tickets and balloted systems.
Yeah.
Anyways, the tickets
And also,
are horrific.
yeah, and football fans, they're just way more organized. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They just
yeah.
have the
There's also,
capacity to
to be
organize.
fair, also a hell of a lot more of them than
Yeah,
wrestling fans.
yeah. And it's way more like diverse in like the ages and
Yeah,
then like types of people and stuff. So, do you think wrestling fans could ever protest something successfully?
no,
Let's
absolutely
be
not.
honest here. Let's be honest here. I think like the closest that we can ever say like something that they did together that worked was maybe like the Yes movement. But even with those things, you know, like if it was something that WWE really was against, like they didn't want Brian at all in that position, you know, because that's how they sold it for the story. But
Hmm.
if it was the reality, then they simply would not have put him in that position, guys. Like that's just not, you know, let's
Yep.
stop with the whole thing. Like, oh my god, the fans made this happen. Like, let's, you know, they would
No,
not if that wasn't what WWE like low key was okay with. And so
WWE. No,
we
I
want
can't read.
Cody, guys. You truly fucking believe that they were not
Brother,
gonna give the main event to Cody? Let's be so for real.
brother, come on. Let's be so fucking forever. Come on. Come on. AEW
No,
fans could
wrestling
protest if
fans.
Swerve loses to Mox, maybe. AEW fans should protest before it gets to that point, but no one's going to because wrestling fans are soft these days. They don't go rabid like that no more. They don't fucking hijack shows. They don't do any of
Oh
that shit no more because no
no,
one acts like that anymore at shows. Like,
yeah.
there's
You
not
know,
that level of commitment to the bit.
yeah, I was seeing like some videos of like some old wrestling shows, like 80s, 90s. I don't even know, like even early 2000s, where fans would like be so fucking pissed at wrestlers. They would like fucking throw things in the ring. They would just be
Yeah,
like in their face cursing them out. And I'm like, where does like I feel like that's missing, you know? We need more like pure real hatred.
yeah.
We need
Fucking
like
the Raw after Mania, like 2012, 2011, 2013, whatever year it was, where they fully hijacked that Sheamus Randy Orton match. Like, you don't
yeah.
see that anymore. Like, that does not happen. It does not
Mhm.
happen. And it's never going to get back to that. Because fans just aren't that level of invested anymore. It just is what it is.
Mhm. I think it's like I think there's so many like we can do like 5 hour discussion of why that is the case, but I do feel like the peek behind the curtain and like actually showing people like, hey, these things are not real. And like with the internet and everything, you know, like you really was the big shift because I feel like
Yeah,
that was still something before that started happening. You know, when you see, I feel like the last time you truly saw the fans doing all that was when there was still like this thing of like this might be real, you know. And then when
yeah,
there was like the full like pull of the curtain with either like reality shows or just the wrestlers using the internet and showing like, hey, actually I'm not this person, or just fully giving interviews and using words like I'm
yeah,
not a baby face, I'm not a heel, like doing promos and shit. So it's like it's just not possible to go back to that anymore, you know?
yeah.
So
It's just not going to happen. It really is just not going to happen anymore. And like I said, it is what it is. But I don't know. Yeah, like the video, subscribe, keep sending your super chats. We'll talk about them.
please.
We've talked a lot about tickets and that type of
Yes.
shit. Let's talk about a draw in wrestling, and
Mhm.
let's talk a little bit about Miss Mercedes Monet, because she is a busy woman, and she has been doing appearances left, right, and center, and she is getting ready to come to the UK and wrestle in Doncaster, of all fucking
She's
places. They're sending her
she's
to
so real.
Doncaster.
Like
She
she's
is so
doing
real.
shit for like the love of the game, you know? Like
That
she
is
should
legitimately love of the game. What do you mean you're going to Doncaster WrestleMania weekend? Like,
just imagine you are Mercedes Monet. You are like the most well-paid women in wrestling like ever. You know, you just like one of the most well-paid people in wrestling ever. You're like a fucking icon. You've been in Star Wars, and you're going to wrestle in Doncaster. Like,
good old
oh,
Doncaster time. Like,
she, what a goat.
what a go. But if you haven't seen, which I imagine some of you probably haven't, um, it was confirmed this past weekend at Epic Encounter after she beat Deonna Purrazzo that Kanji is the one, as I predicted last week, that will be facing Mercedes Moné on the 20th of April at high stakes. It will be it will be on Repro on demand, because I know some people will ask me about that. Yeah, I'm super happy for Kanji. This is what I anticipated the match being, because she had already beaten Serena Deeb. She beat Diona this past weekend, like I just said, in a match that was probably pretty good, but I'm not going to pretend that I paid that much attention to it because I was a little bit inebriated at this point. I'll just be honest. The alcohol was flowing, but from what I did pick up from the match, it was pretty good. It was a very good showing for Kanji. Is Kanji really good? She is. I think she is. I think Kanji has really stepped up her game in the past 12 months, and she's had some really, like I said, the Serena Deeb matches on YouTube for free. You can see her matches with Jordan Breaks on there. She's got a really fucking good match against Eddie Dennis Attack. But yeah, Kanji is wonderful and is genuinely a very fitting opponent for Mercedes, and she's probably gonna make her finisher look good, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this match. I feel like we're saying, Mercedes, she's just doing those things to showcase other female wrestlers, you know? Like, you see the people that she wrestled against. She had a match with fucking Indy Hartwell. Like, come on, guys. Like, she's just purely doing this. Like, you see she's so passionate about women's wrestling, and people are saying like, oh, Mercedes Hogan, or she's so selfish, she's getting all the titles. You guys do not understand that, like, she could be getting other titles and just be not showing up on TV, or just be showing up on TV and maybe doing like one date outside of it. No, she's actually going around. She's actually having matches. She's showcasing people. Momo Watanabe, she got Momo Watanabe an AEW pay-per-view match.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Insane.
It's like, yeah, she's actually using this power and this influence that she knows she has to like platform other women's wrestlers. And you see on her stories every time that like they book women's wrestling, like women's matches for AEW shows, she always posts at the picture of every single like match card, you know? She's just like, she's a great
She quite tweeted like the Willow match from TJPW as well, like with the swing. I'm forgetting who Willow faced.
With Miu Watanabe.
That's the name, absolutely. Yeah, so like Mercedes is a big advocate for women's wrestling, and she's a massive star in women's wrestling, and that's exactly why she's in the position that she's in right now, and why every single company wants her holding their belts. Because why when Mercedes was challenging for the Rev Pro belt, everyone was like, why the fuck is she doing that? How does this benefit Rev Pro? What is blah 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 blah. Look how many people are talking about Rev Pro right now, because she is going to be having a match there. She's coming to Doncaster. Like, I don't know how much I have to like reiterate it. She's going to Doncaster because if she has a belief that there is women's wrestling that is worth investing in. She went to House of Glory. She's doing indie appearances like here and there where she can. She's a busy woman. She hasn't got to do all this. She is Mercedes Monet. She could have waltzed into AEW, sat on that fucking multi-million contract for 3 years, and done the bare minimum and still be one of the best wrestlers in the country. Bar none. Like,
she could have done the Okada easily.
She could have done the Okada very, very easily. But she doesn't, because she's Mercedes and she loves it. For the love of the game. She is legitimately for the love of the game wrestler. And I think that this just goes to prove my point that she is going to do the multiple Rev Pro dates, and that she is main event in night 1 of the anniversary show in August. I think that she's facing Alex Windsor there. I think that's your main event for that show.
Oh, what a fucking match.
So real. I'm going to be front row.
That's a match. That's a really fucking match.
It is a match.
Yeah. But I do agree, like,
continue, sorry.
They're trying to figure out what is the Doncaster of the US, I think.
Oh, I live in England and I'm still not 100% convinced Doncaster is a real place. I was in Doncaster my birthday weekend. It is very real. I woke up hungover there on my birthday. Shock. Birmingham is the best city in this country. No, it's not. Birmingham is a just entire, like, it's all construction. That's what Birmingham is. Anyways, continue your point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I agree with the Mercedes. I'm loving, like, the way that she's, like we said, everything, like, platforming women's wrestling, and she's going around, she's having these great matches, like, since she found her footing, which everyone says like it was a bit after, but for me, it was the first Momo match. Was when I saw, I was like, okay, she's back, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why I love that they run it back. But I still agree that I think like a big storyline, something that she can actually like work with, it is missing. You
Yeah.
know, like because I know she had, yeah, I feel like all the storylines that she had there are very like bits and pieces, and she had some like funny things. She had like the Harley Cameron doll thing, and she had like
Yeah.
the Willow and the Stud one maybe was like the biggest ones. Even like with Mina, like she had like pieces here and there, but I think it's like a big storyline, something that she can really
I think
like
it's
go
gonna be
all in. Like it's,
Athena.
yeah, all in. That was
Mm.
it was not on purpose, guys,
Mm.
but like making the connection, Athena. So I was thinking about it, right? Because I do think that makes sense that that is the all-in match.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really want Athena to be the first person to beat Mercedes
I
since her
agree.
comeback. Like
I
I
think she should be.
really
Yeah.
want that. Because I think people makes it makes sense if people think they're gonna do like a title versus title, then that would be like maybe the TBS title versus the Ring of Honor title or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
That would make sense that like, oh, then she's just gonna beat Athena and get like even one another title. But I don't think after the entire reign of Athena, I don't think Mercedes should be the one to beat her.
No,
First of
I don't think
all.
she should be either.
Yeah. And I just really feel like the first person you have Mercedes lose to, it just has to be Athena. Like who else would make this much sense? Maybe Willow, I don't know, but like it just has to be Athena, right?
It
Like
has to be
she's
Athena. Yeah.
the one. She's the one to first beat Mercedes, and I know Mercedes would be super fucking happy with that. So like we just need Tony
Yeah.
to be brave.
They've been wanting this match. Like, couple of things in chat I want to address real quick. You think Athena shows up tonight after Monet beats Billy? Potentially. I think there's potential for it. I don't know that they would. It depends if All In's going to be the first match they have, or if they run one before that. Y'all were looking forward to indie match on the last pod. Haven't even watched it. I'll be so real. I haven't even
Yeah.
seen the indie Hartwell match. Can't say I blame y'all at the time, but I believe that's the best indie match I've seen since Cynthia having signed with
Look, the bar
WWE. That's
wasn't.
because she faced
The,
Mercedes Monet.
and I'm
Like,
just saying the bar wasn't that high. You know, it's not like oh my gosh, has so many great matches, and this is the best indie match. You know, I saw like the tweet saying this was the best match in Indie's career, and it was like top 60 for Mercedes or something. So like
honestly,
you know,
yeah.
I'm used to a bit more quality on that side. But I mean, I'm very happy for Indy. Like she was very inspired by
Oh
Bailey and by
yeah,
Mercedes. So
absolutely.
like extremely, and she's very nice woman. You know, like there's actually nothing
Yeah,
against her. I'm just like it's different levels, you know, to the shit. But
there is levels to it.
generally, I generally think it would make sense for Athena to show up, or maybe she doesn't even show up already to like stare down Mercedes, but maybe she shows up to like help Billy and something, and they have like a little look moment, and it's something that you
Hmm.
build like a bit slowly, and then maybe when is the next
Yeah.
Ring of Honor? Then maybe Mercedes shows up there. Like I feel that is something you can
Yeah,
slowly.
I have no idea where it's.
There's still Double or Nothing before Lynn, right?
Yep. You've got
Okay.
Dynasty, Double or Nothing,
Now Dynasty, I forgot about that.
nothing in June, but probably like a TV special or something, and then All in
Yeah.
July.
Okay. I don't know if they run one first. It feels like one of those matches that it should be just the first match that they have should be all
I
in.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think they
I don't
should
think
run it,
there's the. Yeah. I really
but
don't.
the fact that they're bringing Billy in so soon is.
I mean, but then it's still like, okay. Yeah, it's like 4 months away, and I think 4 months to build a storyline that like big and to make it feel like really important. It's a perfect
Yeah.
time, because then they can just like they still have like they can always just be like around each other for a couple of months without like really,
Yeah.
really like fully interacting. You can see Mercedes showing up to watch an Athena match, and then Athena is there, and like they just look at each other. And also you bring Athena more into the TV because she's just not been on
Yeah.
TV. And if there's any AEW fans that they just watch the TV, they don't watch Ring of Honor, they don't know who she is. I feel like you need to like slowly put her in there a bit more. And we've been
Yeah.
saying this for it feels like years now. Just put Athena on fucking TV. What are you doing? So it would be good to be like
Yeah.
a build up, towards it. And so
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah. Should be Supercard of Honor on WrestleMania weekend, no?
But
Don't
then
count on it.
Mercedes is gonna be in the UK, so
Don't even count on there being Supercard of Honor that weekend. Definitely not in Vegas. I'll tell you that one. Also, this Charlie got lost in Grand Central once and now has an agenda. I clocked it. I tweeted that I did not like Birmingham in December. I think November. I'm lying. It was November because of the fact that it's all construction and that I had to walk through the city, and I did not enjoy it. I got lost earlier this year. Those two incidents are unrelated. Just so you know, I have not liked Birmingham for like 6 months. Anywho, enough about Birmingham. It's not a good city.
The thing is also, but then it also like, sorry, I'll go back like to the Athena thing.
Yeah.
It just begs the question, you know, like if Mercedes is not the one taking her title, then who the fuck it is? Because it feels like they exhausted all the people who could have been. Like you really thought it was gonna be Willow in like the final match in the trilogy, then it's not. And then oh no, now they're building the whole thing with Billy. It's definitely gonna be Billy. Like she's her pupil.
Yeah.
Pew. How do you say that? Pupil.
Pupil. Yeah.
It sounds like I'm saying
she's a student.
She's someone who is inspired by her and like who learned from her. And yeah, but why can I not say this? It sounds like pew. She's her. Guys, there's some moments.
Anyways,
I'm so sorry. There's just some moments that I remember. English is not my first language. Like her minion, yeah, whatever. And then so sorry, I cannot stop thinking about it. But yeah, so she's I can't speak, I'm so sorry. This broke my brain, the word pew. This is generally a great representation of what it feels like to like not be a native English speaker. You know those movies when they want to show the person who's bilingual or who's like not a native English speaker, and then they're just saying like a sentence, and then out of nowhere they say like one word in another language, or like oh, como se dice, like, and they just like something like a sentence. That's not how it works. That never happens. You know what I mean? This is what you just fuck up one word that you just realize that you never said out loud, and then it just fucks up your brain. But pew. Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. Pupil. Just say student. It's okay.
Pupil. Yeah. Bad.
Pupil.
That one. That does not sound like a real word. That does not like this is not a fucking real word, girl. I'm sorry. But yeah, that, oh my god, I forgot what I was even saying. Yes, it was maybe Obitala, or maybe it's gonna be Willow, no, maybe it's gonna be Billy, no. Then for it to just like now this really seems like there's no one, because the people who are supposed to be just weren't. So maybe if it would be Mercedes, then like sure it's Mercedes, but I feel like you would still be missing the thing of like it was such a historical reign. Yeah. It feels like the person whoever beats her eventually. I'm still like maybe Aminata. I would love that. You know, they would have to like work through that, but you know,
they truly might circle back to Billy, to be honest.
I think either Billy or I mean, I don't want Willow to be stuck in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think the window has passed for Willow, and she should be Women's World Champion.
Yeah, honestly, real. She should be the one to beat
Tony. Give it to Tay. Time Mello? If and when Time Mello, I mean, when Time Mello comes back, I wouldn't mind that if she did Ring of Honor stint.
Yeah, I still don't know about beating Athena, but I mean, I really like her a lot. My Brazilian sister, but I still think there would be like way more of a build up for that. So we will see. We will see. I do feel like it would be it would be a very interesting match if both of them have a title at that point at All In, and it is a title versus title match. I would generally not be able to tell you who's gonna win, and so I agree. Because then for me, it would make more sense, like Athena having both titles, because then they have an excuse to put her on TV more. And then the TBS title is a title that she could, like, maybe lose to someone, and then that could be the rivalry for Ring of Honor. Or, like, I don't even know. Or maybe she can lose the Ring of Honor title first and then go, like, TBS, but then she's already on TV and she's in the main roster. Like, Ring of Honor. guys, like, what do you even fucking do Ring of Honor? Like, let's be so honest here. Besides the pay-per-views, and even with the pay-per-views, do people really watch Ring of Honor? Like, what do they do there? Nah, I don't even know. I could not fucking tell you. I don't know who's champion of anything else. I know Athena, and that's that. Who's the world champion? I could not tell you. Gun to my head. Oh no, Jericho. That's true. Oh my fucking god! It should be Bandito by now, but yeah. Who the fuck? Please, someone, please just fucking beat that man. And I'm not even talking about the title, just like in
TV
life.
champion. Is it still Commando?
Are the tag team champions still fucking Sammy Guevara and Dusty Rhodes?
Dustin,
yeah. Wow, that would have been like a great tag team.
Dusty Rhodes is not Ring of Honor champion. I can tell you that one for free. It's not Dusty Rhodes.
I mean, I would be fucking watching Ring of Honor if they had that.
If they have the power to resurrect wrestlers, that is not my first choice. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've been enjoying it since the MLL started showing up. This is true. I should try and tune into more of that.
Ring of Honor just feels like the Quintana Mobay meme. It's just Ring of Honor. Like,
yeah. Who's
AR Fox versus Kevin Knight?
Yeah, they filmed that like 6 weeks ago. Lol, anime.
Do they have trios champs? Oh my god.
The belt still exists. Is it Dustin and the Von Erichs?
Oh yeah, you had 2 titles at All In, but still?
But they do exist, yeah, I mean, bro. It's not Dusty, it's Dustin. Guys, Dusty Rhodes is dead. Dusty.
Okay. I'm so sorry. We need to hop out in a bit, but before I hop out, I just want to share a story that for the longest time in my life, I thought that Justin Liger was dead. I remember I thought he was dead for like a solid 5 years. Like, I swore. And then one day I was watching a Stardom pay-per-view. I don't even remember what the Stardom pay-per-view was, but he was in the commentary for the Starlight Kid match. And she had the mask was like an homage to him. And when she walked out, I think, oh, so nice, because I was on Discord with my friends. And I said it out loud. Oh, it's so nice that she's doing an homage to him, because he's dead. And all of them were like, he's literally in the commentary right now. What? He's not dead. And for 5 years, I thought he
was dead. For 5 whole years. I know. When did you find out he was still alive?
The Stardom pay-per-view, the Starlight Kid came out with the mask in his honor, and I said,
when was that? Like, how long ago was that?
2022, I think, 2023.
Okay.
No, it's 2022. Okay, so you've been... Because, yeah, and now I've been aware, but like, it was, and my friends still make fun of me to this day, because I out loud went, that's so nice, she has a mask for him because he died, and they were like, he's there. And then the camera cuts to him, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh my god. Accidentally misspeaking and saying Dusty as a Ring of Honor tag champ and thinking that Jushin Thunder Liger was dead in the same 5 minute span has given me all types of whiplash.
But and now I remember why I think he was dead, right? Because when wrestlers die, that they do the thing that like they put the picture of the person, and then the whole roster comes out.
Yeah.
So they did that to announce that he was being inducted to the Hall of Fame. But for some reason, they had the whole roster come out. So in my head, I'm seeing his picture on the screen, and I'm just like, okay, Hall of Fame, but like they have the whole roster come out, so obviously he died.
Oh my god! How have I never heard this story?
The funniest part is that in the WrestleMania weekend that he was inducted to the Hall of Fame, he had a fucking match. Tyler Breeze.
Of course. That was that week. Oh my god, Anna.
And I thought he was that the whole time. Like, and the thing is, I was like, I watched that match. I fucking watched it. I really don't know. I could could not tell you, but I was so surprised when I found out he was alive. Like, I was genuinely thought like it was a fucking miracle, you know? Like, that was such an insane experience for me. Imagine you just think someone is like fully dead for 5 years and then you see them. It was like he had a retirement, guys. I don't fucking know.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
That
So yeah,
is.
Justin Liger is alive.
He is very much alive.
Oh my god. I swear. That was yeah. And Dusty Rhodes, unfortunately, it's not, guys. This is what we learned.
No, Dusty Rhodes, I can confirm he is dead. He's not really
He's not a champion with somebody I don't know.
Ooh. Just to clarify, we're not laughing about Dusty Rhodes being dead. It's just this is a really funny conversation to be having.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Like,
Oh,
I'm still waiting for
this
something in my life. Yeah, like I'm still waiting for something in my life to like feel the same as it felt when I found out he was still alive, you know?
Oh my god.
He's 60. He's only 60.
I have no idea. Adam, is that a legit age? Because that's really fun. That's even funnier. If this man hadn't even hit 68, you were convinced he was dead.
I was so sure. It was so. Wait, like, actually, I'm going to Google when he was inducted to the Hall of Fame because, like, it was since that moment that they announced he was inducted. Like, it was that moment that they announced he was going to be inducted that I thought he was dead. From that moment. 2020, okay, so not 5 years. Okay, that's less worse. That's way less worse. Oh my god.
That's still 2 years you were convinced this man was
like
dead.
2-3 years. I was so right. But they announced like before. Because I don't know. Okay, I need to like actually see the announcement because I remember Adam Cole being there. Like
right.
Did I just create an alternate reality? Was Adam Cole there when they announced
Have you fucking what's it called when people mass
like
misremember
Mandela effect?
something? Yeah, have you Mandela effect yourself?
Guys, I cannot fucking tell you. No, the fact when I found out that he had a match with Tyler Breeze that same weekend for me was so funny. I'm like, I watched that show. But yeah. So this is a bit of this is a bit of lore. I think in that note we can leave with a bit of good news. Yeah, Christian Lager is alive.
Let's start winding down. We got one more super chat. Dragon Master Adam, £5 super chat. What's the film plot that you would like to see a wrestling storyline take inspiration from? Mine is Gollum and the One Ring, but with a title instead.
I'm just so sorry. I just need to go. We're gonna reply to this, but Dragon Master Adam, like Adam, he said that the Breeze Liger match was 2015, so it was over 5 years that I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead from I don't know. I genuinely don't know from when I thought he was dead now. He wasn't starting a pandemic show. Okay, yes. I thought he was dead during the pandemic, so I thought he was dead when they announced he had a match with Breeze. Yes, it was 5 years. It was 5 years. Oh my god, guys. Now everything is making sense. Like I knew it was 5 years because I had that conversation, and it was during the pandemic because I was still in Brazil on Discord with my friends when Sarah Kid did that entrance. Like, oh my god, 5 years. Exactly.
That is
yes. The Hall of Fame thing, I don't know. I'm mixing all my memories now, but I do remember seeing that. I think that further proved to me that he was dead. You know.
Well, the fact that he showed up to be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
No, the fact that they show his picture on the screen, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. They're inducting him. You know, like he died, like he was. Sure, you know. that was it. That was it. I thought he was dead from 2015. I found out he wasn't dead during and then 2020 they announced the Hall of Fame. I was sure, even more sure, he was absolutely dead. And then like a year after he shows up in the fucking Stardom match. Oh my god, yes. Real. I got it now.
I am
It was something.
fascinated.
That and me being convinced that the Shibata brain story was real are like my two. I was so sure, and I said that to so many people, being so sure. Like,
You really thought they took Shibata's brain out?
I found out that wasn't true. I felt so stupid because, like, when my friend he told me, he was like, "Anna, do you generally think someone can take out someone's brain out of their heads?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but there's still like the connecting things." I'm like, "To what?"
You do know, if someone tries to like take your brain out, they're pulling your spinal cord up. TK just announced Ospreay versus AR Fox. Fucking incredible.
Real.
I love wrestling.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist, okay?
I'm no scientist either. I am also aware that you can't have your brain taken out of your head.
I had such a vision in my brain of them opening his head and just going like fixing and it was so real. That is so fucking funny. Like, and then after that, when I found out that was like fake news invented by Dave Meltzer, that was even funnier. Like, that's the guy that we're all taking the opinions from, okay? Like, generally.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's really
so
funny.
Back to the super chat.
Back to the super chat. I don't have an answer.
Anora, I don't fucking know.
No. This is a really good super chat, and any other time I would probably put much more thought into it. But...
I am gonna think about it because I feel like there's so
I'm such a good example.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like that already kind of happened. Like, we've seen storylines of people who won the title then went crazy with the power, went crazy because they finally like did that, you know? Like Brian, I think, did that a bit, like when he turned heel in WWE. Like, I feel like we've seen things that are similar to it, of someone getting the title and just like going insane from the power. So, unless you mean something else by Gollum, but like Ciampa, yeah.
Yeah, no,
the substance. The substance isn't it kind of like a Tony Mariah kind of thing?
Yeah.
Unless they make it like the same
Eternal Sunshine is my favorite movie, and I was actually just about to say that. But like anything that just Loki sees the character go insane, I'm so full.
I would like Nymphomaniac fucking it's just with Hangman and me.
Me and who?
That is a very good question. I will think about it this week, and then next week I'll have like a better answer. I will go through my letterbox and I will get
challenges. Amen.
Challengers. Ooh, that would be good.
Me and who? Me and whom? Multiples. A fellow all up.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ones. You know, like the usual suspects kind of vibe.
I get so excited when Charlie says Loki still, hoping it's a match review or not. I literally just use Loki. No, I was going to say, this is going to be a really weird comparison, but honestly, like, the Adam Cole MJF stuff, kind of a drawn out, like, Romeo Juliet type shit for those tag titles. Like, if we're being real, like, Romeo and
That
Juliet.
was a romantic comedy for sure, I think.
Yeah.
Friends, like enemies to lovers, you know, that was, and then back to enemies. That was something. I do feel that there's a lot of things, and the thing is, what I feel like it really worked with Tony and Mariah is that they got inspiration from things that are out of wrestling. Because I feel like nowadays, a lot of wrestlers and like companies, they try to look back and redo formulas that worked in the past. You know, so like
Yeah.
you see a lot of things that are like you just feel like I'm watching the same thing over and over again with just different people because they're just looking
Yeah.
back like, oh, this worked in the 90s, maybe we can do this with this person, you know, and then you get start getting the comparisons of like, oh, Becky Lynch is just fucking Stone Cold, or this person is
Yeah.
just that person, you know, and you start getting that because like that's what they're kind of doing. They're just trying to get the formulas
Yeah.
that worked and redo them. And then Tony and Mariah fell so out of the curve, and it felt so impactful and so good that really like stood out from the whole entire wrestling industry because it was inspired by something out of the wrestling medium. And I feel like that's something that the writers and everyone involved in wrestling just be more cultured, you know, like watch different things,
Yeah.
read different things, try to gather inspiration from different mediums. I feel they can really improve your product, and they can make it way more interesting, and we can actually see stories that feel unique and feel new, you know, but like have a full out plan for it. Don't do like a Moxley that is like, I'm gonna make my faction inspired by this thing, and then one thing goes to shit and everything goes to shit. Like, no, have like a full out plan, like beginning to end. So I do like the idea of basing more wrestling storylines in other mediums. I do feel like it's a very good
Yeah. I would love to see like a mature, thought out take on like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think that could be really interesting as a wrestling character. But it would take the right person to do it well, and we see how some of this shit goes. I think we've got one more super chat. Yeah. Tri-Town Spurs, $5 super chat. Thank you. TV Rec, watching The Leopard on Netflix. It's like Gone with the Wind meets Pride and Prejudice, but with a bunch of hot Italian people. Okay, sold.
Wow, that is just the Gone with
you
the
know
Wind.
how to market to us.
Yes,
you should have
like,
opened with hot Italian people.
I am opening Netflix right now. This sounds serious.
Speaking of recs, it is that time of week again where we give you some of ours, and once again, I am not prepared in the slightest to give any recs, but let's see if we can find some shit. Actually, I do have music.
Match recommendation. Ooh, nice.
You have a match rec? I haven't even thought about matches.
Yes.
Wrestling? Do I even watch wrestling?
I haven't. My match recommendation is Jushin Liger versus Tyler Breeze.
That's really funny.
His last match while he was alive.
God bless. I'm actually just going to wreck the Serena Deeb Kanji match. Do some homework before Mercedes wrestles Kanji, because all the eyes will be on that one. So go seek out Serena Deeb from versus Kanji from Uprising 2024. I believe it's on YouTube for free. It's like 15 minutes. It's literally a 15-minute match. Music. You got a song, Rick?
Okay. I'm gonna be very unserious right now, but I feel like I've already been unserious this entire episode. The song that I have been listening nonstop is "Meet Me Halfway" by the Black Eyed Peas.
That's so real.
Can I explain?
That's actually so real.
Can I explain? No. Is it a great fucking song? It is so good. It has no business being such a good song. Like, it came out of my, like, I was listening to the Pitbull playlist because I'm going to Pitbull concert in June. And then, like, I was listening.
I'm so fucking jealous.
I'm so excited for that. I love Pitbull, like, unironically. Dale. And I was listening, and then automatically, you know, when it's over, that they start playing, like, songs automatically. It just started Meet Me Halfway. And I realized I hadn't listened to that song since I was, like, 10. And it's so good. It's so good. It slaps. It fucking slaps. So yeah, Meet Me Halfway by the Black Eyed Peas. Like, I'm sorry, that is a banger. When the Black Eyed Peas, when they were good, they were good. Like, I'm so...
They were.
You know the video of Fergie singing the national anthem? Like, oh my god, I love that video.
Yeah. God bless. I really do like the Black Eyed Peas. Song rec. I'm just having a scroll through.
I'm opening my letterbox right now.
I did have a song rec, and then I was thinking about it. I was just like, do I even want to rec that song? Let me have a look at my on repeat. What have I been listening to recently? Other than the Wonder Years. I can't rec the Wonder Years every week. Let's have a scroll. I've already wrecked that song. Let's go with She Said by Plan B. I feel like people forget about that song. And it's honestly just such a banger. It's not like the most, like, I don't know. It's just a really good song. I really enjoy it. So She Said by Plan B. That's my rec this week. And yours was it Meet Me Halfway by
the Black Eyed Peas, yes.
Yeah. Just Meet Me Halfway by the Black Eyed Peas. I'm just adding it to the playlist. What's on Spotify.
Yes. And for a movie recommendation, I will continue my unserious streak. And I'm gonna have you, I don't know, maybe you guys know the TV show What We Do in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like such a good TV show, by the way. Like great comedy. But it came from the movie What We Do in the Shadows. It's like a mockumentary from like 2014 or something. It's like a New Zealand documentary. Like it was made when Taika Waititi was still good, and Jermaine Clement, which is like very, very funny guy. So like the TV show, it's amazing, and it's like it came from the movie first, and it's such a funny movie. I've watched so many times, and I always die laughing. It's just about like vampires for horror, being vampires in New Zealand, and it's just a funny, good time. Like it's very, very, very worth it, and it's like a short film. You know, it's like those moments you just want to watch something like short and silly to just have fun with. It's really good. It's really, really good. So What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, and also the TV show, just watched. It's like such a good show as well. But the movie, my favorite still.
God bless. My rec this week is going to be Happy Death Day, which is like a horror comedy. It's she gets stuck in a time loop. She dies in some very, very funny ways. That's not a spoiler. That's in the trailer. I think the acting is like low-key kind of corny, but I like a lot of like the main characters. I think they're quite funny. The main guy I think is really cool. I really like the actor that plays him. The subplots are a little bit weird, but it's Happy Death Day. Is just watch it. It's kind of corny, kind of goofy, kind of funny though. I enjoy it.
It's goofy and fun, but like, you know, it's a good kind of goofy, good time of fun. Like
it's like a 90-minute runtime. It's a fun time.
Worth it. Do you have a match? I know you already did Kanji and Serena Deeb. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So we are all done for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining. That was an episode for sure.
It was definitely an episode. Chuck been wilding on this episode. What did I do? I'm just a girl.
We're just vibing. That's Girls and Graps.
Are you talking about the way I just... If you're talking about the way I just sat back and you can see the fact that I'm wearing a low cut, grow up. If that's not what you mean, I apologise. But still, grow up. But yeah, no. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. Regularly scheduled day next week, probably, maybe, most likely.
We'll see about that. Most likely.
We'll see about it. We'll see if we have any guests. I've got to send some messages to some people about stuff. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out everything else going on the channel. You got the Raw reviews and the Worldwide and Dynamite review tomorrow. Whatever else goes on around here. I don't know half the time anymore. Check out Late Night Grin as well. They do good shit over there. Check out, I did an episode with Lyric. Me and Lyric did an episode of Maps on Graps. We reviewed Revolution. We talked some Mania weekend. We talked a little bit about Forbidden Door. I went on several rants on that one about Zack Sabre Jr. So enjoy. Check all that good shit out, and we will catch you again next week probably, as soon as I find the outro video. Peace.